Hello YouTube, welcome to my fists only video series for 7 days to die. I've seen a few other people try this, so I thought why not give it a go myself, see how I get on. So for those of you that don't know, it means you can only use your fists or any weapon that goes directly onto your fists, so that would be hand wraps and knuckle dusters. As you can see, everything's standard, but I have put zombie night speed on walk. Everything else is standard. Feral speed is on walk. I don't know, I guess I'm a bit of a wimp, so I don't know, I thought I'd make it slightly easier for myself. So everything else is standard. I've put airdrops marked on the map. Apart from that, that's it really. So on we go with the video. So I'm going to start off, and I did all the normal stuff that you would do at the beginning. You know, make your bed, make the clothes you need and everything like that. And then from there I thought about just looting and then finding a location basically. So we'll just zip through the video a little bit, and there'll be a lot of zipping through at the beginning, especially because, let's be real, some of it's not particularly interesting until you really get going. So let's zip through and then I'll show you what happens. Okay, so I'm just checking out this building, and this will be kill number 1 of many. It takes a while. And then I'm just gonna loot a few bits from this building, and then I think I'll be on my way. So one thing I did forget to do, actually, is I did forget that you start with, I think it's 5 skill points. And I actually did not apply those skill points until I leveled up. So, rather stupidly, I seem to do it every time I start a playthrough, I forget about the skill points that you start with. The game doesn't do a very good job of actually telling you have any. But nonetheless, I managed to survive okay enough without them. Got really lucky there. I got some glasses already. I was really surprised by that. Like I said, I've got almost all the settings on standard, so I was very surprised to see that in the loot table. I decided to make a run for it here. I stupidly thought that you could actually set fire to zombies when they walked over fire, but I think I'm getting confused with Valheim there. So I decided to make my way to a trader now. Okay, zombie number 2. This guy puts up a bit more of a fight, that's for sure. And like I said earlier, because I haven't applied those skill points yet, it's even more difficult, but hey, that's my fault, that's nothing to do with the game. So this guy goes down eventually, and then it's time to go and see the lovely Jen. After I've punched some cotton, apparently that was something I really needed to do. Punch some cotton. Yeah. So I was thinking about some of the benefits of this playthrough. It's not all bad when you really think about it. There are some benefits, and I've been thinking about them. Obviously, the main one is I'm gonna have a lot more money, because every time I get a weapon or every time I get ammunition, I can sell it, because it's no use to me, so I may as well sell it for jukes, and then with those extra jukes I can actually buy items that I wouldn't ordinarily be able to afford at this stage of the game. So it might be that perhaps I can buy a workbench, or I can buy a forge, or I could buy some good armor, you know, stuff like that. I mean, money only gets you so far in this game, but you know, it really does help to have a big cash stack. And then eventually, you know, if I get 60,000 dukes, then maybe I can buy the Grandpa's Forgetting Elixir and just redo all my stats, redo all my skills if I feel it necessary. I saw this house and I thought, yeah, this would be perfect. It's right next to the trader. It's just a little bungalow, you know, it's easy to keep an eye on things. I can see in all directions pretty well. So, yeah, I decided I was going to make this my house. So one thing I would say is that normally I don't actually make bases in other houses or POIs or whatever you want to call them. I normally make my own base from scratch using the frame shapes and whatever. Oh, a little 2-for-1 punch there on the nurses. I like that. But considering, you know, this playthrough is fairly restricted, I just think it's easier to just sort of use a house that's already there, basically. So that was the thinking behind that. Let's just get rid of this salary man here, and then I think there's just a few more zombies left in this house, and then it is officially mine. Okay, that's that done. So at this stage I thought it was time to do some decorating, and by decorating I do basically mean just destroying everything that I don't want. Okay, so found some more zombies in the basement, as you saw. That's all dealt with. And this is the final pieces of loot from this house, I believe. So I picked those up. So yeah, happy that I've done some organising and got my chests in order. My friend who I used to play this with quite a lot, my Twitch buddy, B-Side TV, shameless plug, he always, you know, has a go at me about putting everything in chests, and he doesn't think it's worth it, but I can't play games like this any other way. I have to have everything organised into chests, and you know, a medical chest, a food chest, armor chest. Yeah, that's just how I play the game. But he'll come back from, you know, a massive tier 5 mission and just chuck everything in whatever chest he wants to, and I've got to say it's a bit triggering for me, I won't lie. Okay, start of the first mission. Tier 1 mission. This mission always scares me. I always forget what happens. You know, the whole exploding Doberman thing is a bit scary. Nonetheless, I decided to harvest the zombie meat, because the rotten flesh is quite useful for making the farm blocks, so you can grow crops. leveled up at last. So this is when I realised, oh, actually, I've got loads of points to use. So it will be slightly easier now. I'm just having a look at, which way I want to go. Obviously, I want to put some on Brawler, but I'm thinking about the other things that I'm going to want alongside Brawler. In a way, it's easier to choose your perks because there's so many that don't apply to this particular build. Obviously, you're not going to put anything on Gunslinger or Archery or anything like that. So, in that sense, it is a bit easier to choose.
Good job.
Right, back at Trader Jen. And obviously, most of the magazines I can sell as well. The ones that I do want are stuff like Needle and Thread and the Brawler magazines. But most of the other books and magazines are no good to me, so I'll sell those. Which just means even more dukes that I can use. To buy even more stuff that is of use to me. And the other thing to mention is, so I will have more inventory space because I don't need inventory space for ammunition and firearms and explosives, so that will help. Obviously, a lot of people debate whether it's even worth bothering with the pack mule perks. I kind of agree. I don't think they're that useful, but it will just generally help me not be quite so encumbered so much of the time. So I think it's very important to keep my movement speed as high as possible. So I start noticing that I'm doing a little bit more damage to these guys now, which is quite satisfying because it was a bit of a struggle at first. The other thing is, the other advantage that you sort of have is each attack uses very little stamina, so you can punch probably 12-15 times before you run out of stamina. But I tend to find that it's better to use the special attack if you can. Obviously, if you're getting overwhelmed, don't do that. Just punched a zombie bird of prey in the face, so you don't see that every day. Harvesting some more zombie flesh as well, and then I get on with my second tier 1 mission. So you may have just seen I've got a good water source right near my base, which is pretty handy. I don't have loads of jars at the moment, but when you get loads of jars you can just go to any water source and just fill all the jars up in one click, which is super handy. You may have also noticed that I am not going home, and that is a big mistake, especially on day 1 when you can't use any weapons. I would certainly not recommend that unless you're incredibly brave. So, you know, this game will always punish you for being greedy, and it's about to punish me for being greedy just here, because what I should have done is just gone home. I've got low health, which I haven't checked, and I'm hungry, and I'm encumbered, and yeah, I'm dead. So I've only got myself to blame for that one. Yeah. Stupid, really. But luckily, because I'm only, I think, level 2, I don't actually lose any XP for that. I believe you don't start losing XP until you reach level 6. So I wasn't too annoyed, but I was still annoyed. Because I shouldn't have done that. And like I say, I was just being greedy. But, you know, I get my stuff back easy enough. And then I head back. So I got my stuff back, and then I heard a couple of dogs, so I decided to just run away pretty quickly. Because if I come into contact with the dog at this stage of the game, I'm almost certainly dead. So I'm running away from dogs. I get back to my base, and then I notice something a bit unsettling standing outside my base. And it's a big grizzly bear. So I have to be a bit of a sneaky ninja boy now, just to get back into my base, because there's no way I can take on a bear at the moment. I made it. I made it home without dying. Brilliant. So now I'm going to organise my chests again. Just to free up some inventory space, get a fire going, stuff like that. Randomly hit a fireplace with a sledgehammer. You know, just all the things that you would normally do in a playthrough of this game. And there we go. Knuckle wraps. We are making progress. Level 3 knuckle wraps as well, so not too bad. So I was quite happy to get those. That will certainly make things a little easier. Maybe one less punch per kill. Maybe even 2. Depending on if it's a special attack and what perks I've got. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. Okay, so I've leveled up again. More and more perks coming in, which is going to help me. I have been thinking, you know, when I was playing through this, do I want to allow myself to use traps or not? So I've come to the conclusion that any trap that involves explosives, God, there's that bear again, I'm not going to allow myself to use. So I'm only going to allow myself to use spikes. I think spikes is fair, but no turrets, no explosives, none of those traps, because I think that's cheating. But there we go. I'm just blocking up this garage, or garage, however you want to pronounce it. And that, I will leave it there for this episode. So thank you very much for watching, and next time I will take you up to Horde Night, probably day 6, day 7, and I'll show you how I get on with that. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.